Gerber babies.
That Gerber baby,
Yes.
yeah. That's exactly what they look like, as a cute little girl. And a girl.
How you doing, sunshine?
I swear she has like the most, like, how
Pretty good, yourself?
straight up.
Oh, they're not good, I sold an officer.
Your intent was not.
That part is, this day and age, do you even consider that?
Folks around here are pretty nice.
They have to grow up long so that it, maybe.
Take lots of pictures of it.
Yeah. They send pictures right into my frame, yeah.
I love that.
It's just so it's like instant that I get to see.
No. I wouldn't work in one of those Minneapolis.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recording in progress.
roll call, Jesse.
Andrea Bergman.
Here.
Samuel Sims.
Here.
Lisa Schmidt.
Here.
Tierney Peterson.
Here.
Kimberly Bishop.
Here.
Call this meeting to order at 7 p.m. That's fine, May 22nd, 2026. 26th, yeah, May 26th, sorry. I'm gonna go back in time. Alright. The City of Grant abides by the Nebraska Meeting Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act is on display in this room on the south wall as required by the Nebraska state law. We reserve the right to enter into closed session at any time during the meeting in accordance with the Nebraska Open Meeting Act, even though the closed session may not be indicated on the agenda. It is our intention to take up items on the agenda in order they're presented, but however, we reserve the right to take them up in a different order to accommodate our schedules. Anyone wishing to speak during public comment may be limited to 3 minutes per person, with a limit of 2 individuals speaking per topic position. Please come to the podium, clearly state your name and address for the record. These recordings are recorded, or these procedures are recorded. Did everyone have a chance to review the agenda?
I move to accept the May 26th proposed agenda.
Second.
Andrea moves, Sam seconds to accept the May 26, 2026 proposed agenda. Any discussion? Kimberly?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Motion carried. Review and action of prior meeting minutes from May 12, 2026.
I'll move to accept action on prior meeting minutes for May 12, 2026 and waive the reading.
Second.
Terry moved, Kimberly seconds, that we accept the prior meeting minutes from May 12, 2026 and waive the reading. Any discussion? Sam, how do you vote?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Andrew? Yes. Motion carried. Communications, please.
Our tree board meeting scheduled for the 13th, we did not have quorum, so it got moved to, or continued to tomorrow, the 27th at 2 o'clock. Cemetery board will meet June 9th at 5:15. Then next council meeting will be the 9th at 7, and then the board will meet the 10th at 5:15. I spent most of the day today going around looking at the insurance guy, reading the loss prevention assessments, so we went around to quite a few buildings, if there's anything they noticed, businesses, coming up.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for the information. Standing committee reports. Kimberly?
Yes, Park and Rec met, last week and, had a great meeting, discussed obviously
summer programs. Pool is scheduled to open the 31st of May. Lots of participants in the summer ball program, even with a slight increase in registration fee. Everybody's just super happy to have the program in town and not have to commute to take kids to ball.
Right, that's the only way to keep it.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, construction finished, I think, on the ball field backstops. And so they discussed that. I don't know if you've been out there to see it, but they look fantastic. Great for safety for everybody who's out there. I know that's been an important item for quite some time. And then there was also some discussion about some projects that the committee would like to discuss out there, including new bathrooms. And there is potentially some donation funding that is going to help with that. So I think we'll be seeing something come to the city hopefully soon on that.
All right, very good. Thank you very
Anything else
much.
that I missed? Okay.
Andrea?
Yeah.
Terry?
No.
Sam?
No.
All right, thank you. Enforcement, sheriff, and water reports.
I accidentally just left that on for the last meeting.
I was gonna say, I did not see it,
I
but
didn't see
you
it.
could miss it. Struggling with the migraine here, so. All right, so done. Please note there was no reports. Financials?
Our CD renewed and Pinnacle Bank was the highest interest rate for that year. Again, decided to go out for a year. So it says 3.75 from 3.94.
Still pretty good. All right, anything else up, no? Any questions for Jeff? All right, please note that we accept the financials as presented. Any public comment today? All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. Action and discussion on interlocal cooperation agreement for a library funding agreement between Perkins County and the city of Grant, commencing on July 1st, 2026. Did, the intent of the agreement change in any manner with the proposed amendments?
The library board's clarification to certain provisions of the contract, so we made those changes as opposed to the attorney, and the changes and that's the wise one.
So we, has the commissioner seen it?
He did not say. I gather they did.
That's what I was thinking, I didn't think there was enough time.
So this doesn't give the library board any new powers or any new controls, it's kind of defines terms.
Correct.
Okay. And then I just see like in number 3, now it says that the city has the authority and responsibility of operating the library, and we use that, go through the library board, the library board governs that. So they're all okay with that, I'm okay with that, we're the responsibility and authority of the library and the governing board. And then anything they buy is property of the city,
Is it what?
is property of the city.
Correct.
Okay.
Is the library, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to, move to accept it as it is, or? Are we signing it tonight, or?
I would wait the authorization so that once the commissioners do it, we can all get it.
Okay. Yes, please.
I'll make a move to accept action on operation agreement for library funding between Perkins County and the city of Grant on July 1st, 2026, and authorize the mayor to sign.
Second. Tierney moved, Andrea second, that we move forward the interlocal agreement between Perkins County and the city of Grant, beginning July 1st, 2026, authorizing the mayor to sign. Any more discussion?
I think as long as it says, it's just defining terms, it doesn't give them any new control or new powers or anything like that, so I think fine.
I'm fine with it as well. do pass on, a thank you to Rick for the extra work. Alright, action and discussion on the interlocal agreement for law enforcement services between Perkins County and the city of Detroit.
Just for your guys' knowledge, there's another single sheet that, there was a change in it, today that's relevant that worked with Rick on, so,
What's the change?
it was in, paragraph 8, that basically there in the sentence, the mayor can request that the sheriff works one of his deputies.
So, that way, if we see we need support from the sheriff's department, the mayor can request that the sheriff or his assigned duty deputy can be present if we need that, support, or if occasional times we do need it. Does the verbiage cover what you guys need? Do you think?
I was going, Scott's here, you have anything you wanna say?
Sure, of course. Just waiting for you guys to mill through that. I'm sorry I wasn't here at the last meeting. The Village of Venango has their meeting at 7:30 on the same night, so I figured I'd save the best for last. Let my mustache grow out just a little bit more before I got here, so. Thanks for your time. I would like to, first of all, ask, how are we doing? Cause I don't hear anything, so when as many of you probably know, if you don't hear anything, generally it's probably good. We don't need accolades or thank yous or anything like that, but if there is something that stands out, any particular issues that jump out.
Got a new deputy, happy to hear about that.
Yep.
We do have a new deputy, yep, Benjamin Tolliver, he lives down in Elsie, alongside another deputy in Elsie, so I did not quite double their contracts, but I probably should have, but it's the first time, I think, in county history, we've had 2 deputies living in Elsie, so very exciting. He just finished his training at the beginning of, or at the end of April, and he's currently going through the field training program right now, so he's got a little bit of time left on that, and he'll be out on his own, so, he drives one of the white cars, so, they all drive white cars. But his has his badge number on, it's one of the older ones, but anyway, he's doing really well, and, things are going good, so we're optimistic, and, this year, going through the contract, you know, obviously there's things to factor in, cost of living adjustments, as you guys all know, if you have pumped gas lately, you're
Yes.
seeing that. I've seen my fuel expenses jump up about 50%, so. And I don't know if there's an end in sight for this stuff, hopefully, but yeah, it's not looking good. So anyway, life goes on, we have to continue providing our services and stuff, so. As you guys probably more than likely know, Grant gets kind of the lion's share of our attention just because we're here and, you know, deputies are around town. I spend a lot of time in Grant just doing school patrol and stuff, or did school patrol, didn't start that again until later in the year, but, you know, we're not really noticing any major outstanding issues. Obviously we've got our long-standing issues, you know, just some of the crime and stuff like that we have here that, we're working on that stuff, so we've kind of developed a new approach to that, and hopefully you'll see some Facebook posts here before too long, highlighting some of our customers, so. If you don't follow our page, I try to be pretty good about posting on it, I'm not a social media guy, but try to put stuff out there when I remember to do so, so. And then any particular issues that jump out to any of you guys, and I would say just everyone in general, don't hesitate to call our office. We're more than happy to come take a look at it. If we can do something about it, by all means, you can expect that we're gonna at least make it attempt, so. For this fiscal year, the 26-27 fiscal year, what I am looking at for the city of Grant is a 1% increase over the 25-26 year. And that is designed to kind of absorb some of our rising costs and stuff like that. I kind of did a study going over the past 10 years, and realistically, we're looking, the trajectory or the trend over the last 10 years has been a 1.31% increase over 10 years. So, it's probably pretty reasonable, and what I'm thinking, so, if that's something you guys are all comfortable with, our 25-26 contracts, the city of Grant is responsible for $111,874, and the 26-27 year, that's gonna be $112,992. So quick math on that's like $1,018 difference from last fiscal year, so. If everything is good on that, I do have, 2 wet copy contracts here. I've already signed where I need to sign, but, if the council approves the contract, then I'd like to try to get that signed tonight if possible. And I could submit that, to the county board for their execution on Monday, and you guys each contract, so. Any questions?
I think we also don't know this, but you had to pay for the training, right, for the new deputy?
Yes, part of it. So the way it works, actually a couple things here, since we're on the subject, and I'm sure everyone's super interested. State of Nebraska pays for the tuition for the deputy. So if basically they have one opportunity to go through the 16-week training program. If they fail out for some reason or another, whether it's a medical situation or an academic situation or behavior, usually they don't come back, but academically maybe they didn't pass the search and seizure test or something like that. They can go back through, but if they call it recycling, and if somebody recycles, that's on the municipality or the county's dime. So the state pays for tuition for that, which is very helpful. I still am responsible for wages, meals, fuel, all that kind of stuff. Ammunition, car rental, the list goes on. It's a pretty significant investment, so we're very, very thorough with our background and selection process and stuff, making sure that we have the right guy for the job or gal. And it's a big investment, but we're expecting a long-term return because this particular deputy is married to a local farmer. She's a farmer's daughter, I guess, and probably no plans on leaving anytime soon, so hopefully we hang on to this kid for a while, and grow him into everything he needs to be for the county, so it's very cool. And then additionally, on top of that, the state of Nebraska also offers a grant program where they will, they will award up to $7,500 for a new hire, basically. It's a hiring incentive that they offer through the state, and Mr. Tolliver applied for it, and he was granted the full amount, so. Very cool, super helpful. His wife's got a bun in the oven, so that'll help quite a bit too, just with all the things. So it's pretty cool. They're trying to make it's the climate that we're in for hiring and retention is it's a very difficult climate, and so getting good people to be interested and apply, especially when we're up against places like Omaha and the State Patrol and stuff, they offer just an immense amount of more money than we can offer. We have to work within our means, so it's kind of tough when they look across the state. They could be looking at making 6 figures. We're out here, not so much, but that's why we try to hire the local people as much as possible. So anyway, that's kind of the long and short of it, but in general, I'm optimistic. We're doing well, and I'm looking forward to continuing our services here at the City of Grant. So, any other questions, comments, concerns? Gripes or complaints?
Would like to see you here more.
I can do that, absolutely. So I do have these. I will hand them to you, Jesse.
I'll make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement for law enforcement services between Perkins County and the City of Grant for the fiscal year of 2026-2027 for, do we need to do the amount? The amount of $112,992, starting July 1st, 2026, and authorize the mayor to sign.
Second. Sam moved, Terry seconds, that we move forward with the interlocal agreement for law enforcement services between Perkins County and the City of Grant for fiscal year 2026-2027 for $112,992. And authorize the mayor to sign. Any more discussion? Kimberly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm gonna make a motion to, go into executive session to prevent the needless injury of an individual, and to include the council, the mayor, the city attorney, the city superintendent, and the treasurer.
What agenda item does that pertain to?
At what time did you say that was?
At 7:20.
7:20. All right, we have a motion on the floor by Sam to enter into executive session to include the council, the mayor, city manager, city lawyer, and the clerk. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Terry, second. Any discussion? Kimberly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Andrea?
Yes.
Motion carried. We are in executive session.
Bye, Scott.
See you, Sheriff Miller.
See ya, Jill.
Stick around for a little bit. Like I said, I'd say keep me on the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Recording stopped.
I think the last 4 or 5 times I've been in executive session, nothing's ever mentioned, so I don't know.
It's warm there. Let me stand in front of everyone. Okay, it's getting hotter. Get a fan or something going. Oh, I know, that is so loud.
So we don't know what activity.
No, we don't, it's illegal.
How are you?
I'm good.
You gotta state that,
How are you guys?
you have to state the
Yes,
safety measure that's going in for.
You're Mr. Reacher?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we haven't done mine.
Okay. Is it your turn or is it Sam?
I think it's my turn, but I don't know if we're gonna have a mystery trip this year.
Okay. Well, he was like, I think the last
I
week
think
was
it was
New Zealand or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I could just do that, but
Well,
I'm glad you guys have that.
Concrete, the sidewalk in the north and then concrete sidewalk in the south and asphalt.
If I didn't know where I was going, I'd probably panic.
That's gonna be nice.
Honestly, you freaked out a lot more than I did.
And you know,
Severe.
well, it's funny, cause like my parents, neighbors can't get hotels. Like Rachel, it's like Mr. So they just like get on like a bus and then
Well,
go somewhere. And like, I think they just went to like Oklahoma. or
No, he's
something.
one.
Went to like these.
Started as a ball.
spots down there, like. the
Like, they
world's-
didn't know where they were going.
No, it's a total mystery.
They were just
But
like,
the,
we'll just figure it out.
but the tour company gives you cruise. And so that you can.
But
like,
it's a
figure-
company, they were, okay, I was
Yes.
like,
No, they just get on the road and go. No, it's like a van comes and picks them up and they're with like 10 other strangers and you just go like see the thing.
wow, that is like for people who love surprises.
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
I've got a question about your contract.
Sure, what's your question?
Last year, they budgeted 113,000, your new one's for 112, and you said it went up.
My contracts.
I guess I just did the contract, and here's, they budgeted 113,000 for last year.
Police revenue. Well, my contract was for 111.
That's what you said.
Yeah, so that's what I have with them.
They did 2,000 something else.
Well, is that for the 20?
This is for the budget from last October till this
Oh, okay,
September for,
okay.
which,
I wonder if there's a typo or something in there, huh? Unless they have other services that they require above and beyond what we provide. So I can't speak to that, 'cause I don't know. I don't think there's any other cops running around here, is there?
Who knows?
Should say Perkins County on the side, I don't know.
I see a state patrol car in town once in a while.
So we do have a new dispatcher up there, and a new old dispatcher, so she's come back, but,
Who's that man?
Ruth, her last name is Lassen, tall, gal. I don't know if you've seen her around, but she was dispatching for us. Then she went to dispatch for the state patrol, and then she met her husband, down in Franklin, Nebraska. That's where he was from, and then they just moved here. She's kind of taking care of her mom and stuff, and so he was able to transfer. They live up in Oglala, but, he comes down, and he'll go see his wife or something like that, and buzz around the city, you know, kind of keep everyone on their toes.
I just see the car that remains on the highway or whatever.
What the heck is a trooper doing here? I mean, they hardly ever come. I mean, if they come down here, they're passing through. They're going to McCook or something like that, and we can see them on the map.
Well, I mean, maybe they're passing through quite often. I'll need a trooper between here and Oglala. So I only drive 66 or 7.
It's probably that same trooper.
No, this has been for the last,
Oh,
we've lived here 20 years, I'd say for the last 20 years that's happened.
That was last year's.
105.
Is that so?
Is that the 24, 25?
Be 25, 26.
Yeah, the 24, 25 was 105.
Oh, that's 2 years ago then.
Yeah, and the 25,
Well,
26.
maybe they've got both of them here then.
Was a payment schedule.
Why do you charge more than for first 3 months and the last 9?
Because it coincides with their, the city's fiscal year, which I think ends in October.
Yep.
And then, so it stays consistent with what they were making with their payments, and then it catches up the change divided out.
Between
over-
the 2 fiscal years.
Yeah, so then it catches it up. So you'll see like in the 27, 28 fiscal year, it'll be the same thing, those front end payments up through October. And then it jumps up a little bit.
At least jump down. So it's getting 94, 94, 94, and then goes to 93. Goes down about $90 a month.
Well, that
That's
being
why
the
we're
case,
running short over there.
no, it's, Rick Roberts' office makes that calculation, it's their contract. I mean, I approve the language in it and stuff, and we did have to make a little slight change to it, but everything was, all of the main language is the same, so I'm not quite sure how that fiscal part works out. I'm more concerned about the lump sum, which helps me build my budget for, the entire office. The county bears most of the brunt of our budget, it's just the way it is. So, City of Grant gets a pretty good deal on things, it's kind of my opinion, but we're already here, so.
I've met Grant's in Perkins County, right?
Correct.
And you're the Perkins County Sheriff.
Perkins County, yes, sir. Well, the City of Grant, being a municipality that has to provide law enforcement services, so we just happen to be.
Since it's
there
over
used to be-
1,000 or something?
It's,
Back in the 19,
Well, it's a lot
used to-
cheaper.
back in the 1990s, they had the road sheriff.
It's a lot cheaper. It's
Now,
a lot cheaper to go through him than employee 2 or 3.
I think
Well, I didn't
the
know.
City of Grant Police Department was disbanded in 1988, I think it was.
So about 2000 or somewhere, they had their own, had 2 people, I think. And I wasn't here, so Marvin was here, he was
I
over
wanna
there
say-
after at that time.
I think it was in 88, somewhere around the end of the
no, I
year.
don't think it was,
Was it 92 maybe?
no, it was before that.
87?
Well, remember when Norbert Bus was town cop?
What, wasn't Jack Stevens? He was a city cop too, I think, back
I
in
don't
the day.
remember him. I remember Norbert Bus pick, I was working down the elevator, my headlights weren't working on my old pickup.
Yeah.
And I got off at midnight, and I'd been working like 36 hours. And he called me up here at the park. I got out and I said, Norbert, I know the damn lights don't work, I just want to go home, go to bed. I jumped in the pickup and went home.
I'll be plumb fine with it. See you later.
I was booed.
Go to bed, yeah. No,
I don't think I'd try to do that today.
Right.
Well, it depends on how tired I got, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Well.
The only thing I them old 71s, you look on the top of the radiator, there's a little bitty inline fuse, and that thing would blow about once every 3 years.
Yeah.
A little bitty fuse. I knew what it was.
That was the night. Yep. Yeah, but no, to answer your question, I mean, the city of Grant, they do have to provide law enforcement, all the, any incorporated, municipality in the state of Nebraska should be providing law enforcement services or contracting with an entity that does, so.
Oh, no, I wasn't aware of that.
It would get really expensive if,
I grew up in Keystone, Nebraska, and we never had law enforcement there.
yeah. Well, it would have been part of the county, part of Key County, yes.
Well, if something happened and somebody called, why, they came over, and then I don't remember ever seeing anybody drive up and down the street to,
For comparison,
but this would have been in 1950s, so that's a long time ago.
yeah, that was before my time. Well, like, for comparison, you know, like the city of Imperial, I think they've got somewhere around $500,000 budget. That's just for the city. And they get 4 cops. You got the chief and 3 officers. And they're just the city, but, you know, those guys don't do that much. And they're paying $500,000 for those guys, so. You guys get 5 cops for a little over, I say you guys, I live here too, for a little over 100,000. It's a pretty good bang for the buck, so to speak. Cause you gotta have communications, you gotta pay for 911 services, gotta pay for patrol, all that kind of stuff, so it's pretty reasonable. That's my opinion on it though, for what it's worth.
I agree with that 100%.
Well, we're nice too. You know, we're not going around causing too much hate and discontent out of hope, so. We try to go on.
Well, you've always been around whenever I had a problem.
We try to get there quick.
You know,
Yeah.
my number one biggest complaint is watering roads.
That still goes on.
And it's the same people.
Uh-huh.
It's the same people.
Yeah, every year down there out by, Quality Diesel, that David right there, it always, and they finally recut that road. That was that road 329, I guess, it goes south to the sewer ponds. They recut that and got some better drainage on it and stuff. Of course, that pivot right there is going around, just watering the heck
There's
out of it.
one right out west of town here.
Yeah.
He does it every year.
Well, old Dick Sullivan calls, he's like, that pivot's back at it again. I'm like, all right, I'll call him up, so, a couple guys ran the ground, they get it shut off, but, you know, it's.
1 year, with Bill Richmond there, I don't know, 1 year was real dry, just like this year.
Yeah.
And I called him up, told me he was watering the road. He come up there and he said, "Where did it drop? I should be able to allow the water." And I said, "Bill, look at your inlet. It goes to the corn, across the road, to the corn, across the road. What? That's no corn." So he said, "Okay." He drove on.
You're getting close.
No, not close enough. I golfed yesterday, and so I was a little sore today.
Yeah.
Move like it was-
Golfing for 2.
I didn't do anything, but I mean, I just been over the sore today. Hobbling up and down.
So that sounds stupid on here.
That's how I felt today.
Well, things going with you, Marty, you getting your deadlines out?
I'm all working on it.
New business left.
Again, instead of losing?
Well, he's got some smooth off his legs,
I
so.
don't wanna have one more softball game to watch, but I went to DC with that direction, and with Mrs. Hayden, so I was like, oh, I can go this way. Try everything. Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
You got those signs down by yourself? I don't remember getting a call.
Yeah.
Or somebody else helped you?
No, well, I got them down, they weren't that big a deal.
Okay.
I did one on Saturday. Ready to go west of Grill yet? We take one down, haven't got there yet.
We going to North Platte today, my congressman still got his semi-trailers parked out along the interstate there, a couple of fields.
He must have a lot of trailers.
I don't know. I just saw those two, they were between Sutherland and North Platte.
Well, we went to Seward. I seen 4 or 5 of them between here and Seward
Oh, no.
on the interstate. How do you end up doing overall in the state?
Not as good as I thought it
65,
was.
35.
So you got it?
No.
Oh,
Big money got it.
as usual.
Well,
Well, not because of me.
it's hard to beat an incumbent unless they're really bad.
I'm just glad we got Scott in there, at least got one on there.
That's a start.
And you know, when that other guy's, those ads, now he sounds like an altogether different guy than his political ads and what you read here otherwise. How he did this and how he did that.
This is the longest meeting I've been to. My 8 minutes is up.
8 years I was on council, I remember one executive session.
Hmm?
I was on the council 8 years and I remember having an executive session once. And that's when we bought this quarter of land out here around the sewer. Go into executive session and talk about a few things before we bid on that. There was probably another one or two in 8 years, but I don't remember. Wasn't one every couple of months. When Poppy's murdering us and working on our truck. Poppy's in the law office, I wonder if they weren't interested in working on our truck.
I don't know. I thought they were gonna go out for bids.
Well, that's what I thought. Or what's the Armstrong's names over there, southwest of
He
Blue Rock?
died.
Huh?
He died, Alan.
Well, that place isn't there anymore.
He got cancer or something, died.
Oh, no. It's when I worked at, when I was at, Forest Greg, we took a couple of vehicles over there and they put a new motor in one of them for us.
Now you got, that's probably 4 years ago,
Hmm.
4 or 5 years ago.
Well, and I guess I didn't know, I knew his name was Armstrong, but I didn't know anything else, so. If I'd seen it, I wouldn't have realized it was him.
Well, there's not that many left, Trevor don't wanna do it anymore. Johnson,
Who's that?
Trevor Johnson,
He was a decent mechanic.
well, he used to work out at quality and then he went on his own, and then he he's kinda hybrid, he's got his electrician's license too, so. He's married to Jill, John Deaver's daughter, Jill Deaver. She's a nurse. He's from Big Spring. His, you probably know his dad, Barry Johnson,
Oh, yeah, Barry, I think, worked at TRW.
no, Barry, has the electrician's business right across from, the law right across from Taco John's.
Oh, Kenfield's.
Kenfield's.
Okay. Dick Marcus had worked for them for quite a long time, the bowl business. On their treasurer's report, I'm not sure they have enough money to buy a new trash truck. Because I think this last 10 years ago, it was, I think, 180 or in that neighborhood, if I remember right, so,
He wants 270,
for a new one.
that's what I heard.
Wonder what, they're evidently, they're spending a lot of that money on something other than necessities, I would think. According to this, they're taking in $276,000 a year. $282 is putting $275. Different things.
How's Kathy doing?
Well, now she's having some bad pains in the calf of her leg.
Little cog or?
No, thought maybe that's what it was, but she went up the other day and they did some blood work and didn't show any blood clots, so I don't know. And there's not a hard spot like a Charlie horse, a lot of times you'd get a cramp, but the rub in there was just plain soft tissue for most of it. Connie tell you all that, she lost a cousin? Did Connie tell you all that, she lost a cousin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her aunt married, her uncle married my aunt, so we had one family of Keller cousins down there, it was her cousins and my cousins.
Yeah, as you talk about it.
Look, this, one of the kids died was about my age, I think he was a year older than me, he lived in Texas. Up and died, didn't know any details, except he died. He kind of, after he got out of school and got married and went to Texas, and well, especially after his mom died, my mom died, and they didn't correspond. You know, I don't have any idea what he did for a living or anything down there. Went to Cooper Crooker's reception after his graduation and talked to David. I said, you don't by chance have any news to when you were there? She said, I did for a little while, and for a year or two I threw them away, so can't find anything from back when I was. Suppose they could fill out a form. I don't know how long the city's required, what, 7 years probably on stuff?
10 years, I got packets.
Time to pay for all the copies that were broke. Could just ask for the year end on each one, that would cut it down some.
You want that?
Take me to the year end report.
No. Try it. I guess, but I'll bet you the state down, you're gonna get a response back that they're not required to produce something that don't already exist.
I don't know.
Then they're done that.
What determines what you can get and what you can't get?
That's amazing. You go to other towns and you don't have to worry about that. They can provide what you ask for.
Well, I was getting a new city manager, I see he's retiring.
Somebody said he quit, but I haven't heard
No,
anything.
paper said he's retired, but he's gonna stay on, told the council he'd steadily hire a replacement. He wouldn't take off and leave him stranded, so. And some other long-time employee retired, and for being a long-time employee, I thought I'd known him, but I didn't. Of course, I've been gone 20 years. Martin, I thought that ought to be monthly. There was a story in Keith County the other day about, Martin Coleman and Dominic, is that his name? Martin Coleman and Dominic, is it Dominic?
No, Josh. You mean my cousin?
Whatever, yeah. I didn't quite understand all of it, as I read, the joint with something to get a little more outreach. I don't, you weren't aware of that? How many Wendell's were there with your dad's family? Was Roger your granddad? And he's one that had the big house down on grassland, right? Roger
He
did.
developed that whole thing.
Okay. So your dad had one brother?
No, my dad was, Roger was his dad.
Right, but you said this kid's your nephew, so
Well,
your dad had a brother?
my dad was the oldest, and then I got an aunt that lives in California. And then Terry.
Terry Wendell, your dad's brother?
Yeah, Terry, and he's passed away, and then,
Jack,
and then Jack, and then, Candy.
5 kids, 3 boys and 2 girls. Still don't know most of the people who live in Grants. Been here 20 years. You've been here all your life. Did you grow up here? Or you moved here later?
well, I grew up in Arthur and Tryon area in the Sand Hills.
Oh, yeah, there were some Bryants up there. Alma was an Alma Bryant.
That was my grandpa.
Myron, is that her name? Alma Myron?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was my grandpa.
and Russell Bryant.
Uh-huh.
And there was a Russell Bryant, I think.
That was my dad.
What was? Okay. All right. So you Arthur County then?
Well, dad was from Arthur County, mom was from Ferguson County. She was a Pinkerton. Oh,
Pinkerton?
Yeah.
Okay, there's some Pinkertons too, but I forgot their names, yeah. So you ended up you went to the other county for where your mom sent you?
Well, I worked up there in McPherson County in the summer times. You know, I got into high school and then I started working on other ranches. Worked
So you went to high school in Tryon a little rather than Arthur?
Well, dad worked for construction, was there at Valley, so we went to school in Tryon, Sutherland, back to Tryon, Arthur, then Big Springs. Dad became a ditch rider over in Big Springs, and then graduated in Sedgwick, Colorado. So then I moved to Grant and started working at the elevator.
Who's that Rick Brand I seen on Facebook?
He's down in Wallace. He's a second cousin.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that until one of the family reunions here a couple of years ago. And he's a character.
Well, then, there was 2 families of Bryants that lived in Sutherland, and lived there, Harry and Glenn.
Well,
And I
Harry,
don't know if they were brothers to your
Yeah.
granddad?
yeah, there's all brothers.
Okay. Harry had half a dozen boys or better, I think. Riley and Stanley and Harry.
I was in Sargent here, about 6 months ago.
Anybody there?
Yeah, there's people living there.
Oh, yeah.
They do a whole lot.
I My folks lived at Square Dance, and in the early fifties, they had, well, it was some years, I don't know when, it was a church in Sargent, and then it would fall in, and the building was there, so they used it sort of as a community hall. But they had Square Dances there, I don't know, once or twice a month on Saturday night, and Harry Bryant and his kids, the Gifford boys played music. Evan and John.
Grandpa, he always played the harmonica. That was his tool to play with.
And the other bride had a bunch of looking girls. Gail and Cassie and Norma, I think, 3 of them I knew. They're all over the community.
So is she able to walk a little bit, or?
Nope, she gets up, gets in her wheelchair and rolls to the bathroom and gets up, sits on the stool, gets up and rolls back and rolls to bed and it hurts bad enough she can walk the dog on again. It's been a week. We could go yesterday. This is, I think Wednesday. We Friday, Wednesday, went to the clinic thinking, well, I don't know how bad it hurts, but she won't do anything with them, so that was kind of painful. And like I said, you couldn't find a charter horse or anything, so I thought maybe it wasn't. In fact, the gal up there said, we better get checked out, it was good.
They do an ultrasound on it?
No, they just did some blood work and they said, whatever.
They do an ultrasound?
Evidently, a blood clot does something to your blood work, because it showed up negative, so. She's going back tomorrow again to see what is going on.
When I was in Denver in the hospital, I got a heck of pain in that one leg, and they still don't know what it, I mean, never do figure out. They got all sorts of nervous, and I said it, I let them know about supper time on that one night, and by 10:30, 11 o'clock that night, they were ultrasounding my legs.
You ever figure out what it was?
I just, trying to get right out of bed.
Just something got pinched?
I don't know, I mean, they didn't even, I mean, they did the heart cath right through my wrist. I can't even really remember even what it felt like, but it was, I just remember when they come in after supper, I just said something to them, and all of a sudden I was about ready to go to sleep. And
No sleep.
no, I mean, I wasn't expecting anybody, and all of a sudden I get a tap on my arm.
We're gonna check that out, huh?
That's a pretty impressive hospital.
You, at Colorado Medical Center, we're way out there on
Medical Center Aurora.
in Auschwitz or whatever, something like that, is one of their great big buildings. Children's Hospital's right there by it.
No, I don't think so.
That's what Kathy went when they did her brain surgery. When I saw it, the word was similar to the Auschwitz concentration camp in World War II. I don't know if that's quite how it's done was, but somebody had given millions of dollars to put up the buildings and put his name on them.
Well, they made us wait long enough. I hope they buy breakfast.
grease on her legs at all, or?
No? After she started taking the water pills, when they went way down, so no, they're about back to normal. But I don't know. I asked the dad, yesterday, I said, well, taking those water pills for 7 years, does that affect those muscles?
Well, but it will, because they haven't checked her, which can't imagine they wouldn't have, but unless they're doing blood work, but,
They checked their electrolytes and stuff the other day.
kidney function.
Yeah. Kidney function and liver function and all that.
But then it's like, my potassium's always been just low, but never worried about it, because I take one water pill just once a day. And I could probably not even worry about it, I just do it.
Her sodium was on the low side, but we don't cook with salt and don't eat a lot of it. Unless we eat a snack of potato chips, so I don't get a lot of salt. So it's
That's kind of a force, I think. That's what they said, everybody said. Mine's the same way, some people would think that which I'm not near as bad as this one guy that worked at the ethanol plant, like he was put salt, like it was ketchup, or like it'd be white on the ketchup, and then he'd dip his fries or his steak or whatever in it. And he just, I like salt, not that much.
Me too. We shake a little on after we get, if you have gravy or something, once we get the table to eat, but seldom ever put salt in anything we cook. Cause she had a little problem with high blood pressure, but I guess she still takes the blood pressure pill once a day, but it stays in the 120 or 130 range.
Been kind of busy here lately, but I'll try to stop over and see Kathy here this week. Get close.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago, we had something on proofread. I think you said something about that. She got an appointment 11 tomorrow, otherwise we haven't got anything scheduled. Of course, I'm sure you've got some farmers market after now. Occupy part of your time.
The rain's been nice.
Yeah.
the Schaffen Association work done and only got one bid. Wake up.
You wait?
Well, they're opening the curtain. He very late just woke up.
Recording in progress.
I move we come out of executive session at 8:16.
Second.
Andrew moves, Sam second, come out of executive session at 8:16. Any discussion? Kimberly, how do you vote? Yes. Sam?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Terry? Yes. Motion carried. We are out of executive session at 8:16. Moving on to action and discussion on award of bid for engine replacement for the city of Grand Rapids.
So we did go out for bid, we opened bids on Friday, and we did only receive one bid from Quality Diesel. They did mark what we had in our bid specs, they did quote $59,924 for the replacement. That is for the engine, the labor to put it in. I mean, there could be some extra things once everything's tore out.
They might
The
find
vehicle
something.
repairs, they may find something else, like a pulley or something else that may need to be replaced. But as far as the engine, it does have a 2-year warranty from the date of purchase, unlimited miles on it, and then they do warranty their labor for 1 year on it also. Is there any other questions? I guess he did put on here a month, he did think he could get it done in a week and a half, obviously depending on parts. He would order it, if we move forward with this, we'll schedule it for a time, so then the trash truck will be down a very limited amount.
Very good. Was there any other same types of business qualified that could have been for this in our area?
Poppy's Diesel in Oglala, we did run it in the paper. I think Big Mac does a lot of work on trucks and stuff too, and this was the only bid that.
The only one that came in. It's pretty limited, on availability for people who get this type of work.
Yes. It's local.
Yeah, I like it, it's local, and, yeah.
Let's buy a whole new one.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
cause what is a new one now?
It was around 270, almost 280,000.
Yeah, this is way better, so, for now. Cause we're eventually gonna have to get a new one anyways, so, but this will get our trash moved.
I make a motion that we accept the bid from the one and only bid from Quality Diesel for $59,924.
I'll second.
Andrew moved, Kimberly second, that we accept the one and only bid from Quality Diesel for $59,924. Any discussion? Sam, how do you go?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you for doing that research ahead of time and giving us the heads up, letting us know that was a problem before, before it was down permanently. Action and discussion on resolution 260503, award the bid and acceptance from Anderson Shaw Construction, Stockbrook, Nebraska, in amount of $944,350.65 for FAA project 3-31-0
Jeff is available, Jeff Wolf is our engineer from MC Shaft. He is available by phone if you guys have questions for him. We did run this bid for 4 weeks in the paper. They had one materials supplier, one general contractor, and 3 subcontractors. I requested the plans for them. We did hold a pre-bid meeting on April 15th, 2026. 2 contractors participated in that. Before the bid closed, we did only receive 1 bid on the airport project. This is the same project that was bid last year that we did not receive any bids for.
Oh, so none last year, so thank goodness we got one this year.
And looking, if you look at the description and the back part, this is a 95.5% project, so the FAA between them and then us, we will pay 5%.
So 5% of
Yeah.
that comes from our actual budget.
And then the state is giving us 14,000, correct, Jesse?
Yes.
So, towards the project.
Very nice.
When did Jeff put his estimate together? Obviously, there's a difference, quite a difference, I'm
Yeah, it
assuming there
was
was some
last
time.
year.
Yeah,
When he put it together, cause it was 13% higher than. And the project has, I mean, it's relatively stayed the same. There is a couple more things that when they were going through it again, some of the electrical needs to be redone just due to the age of the building. So that is, and prices have gone up since he did it.
And we can't move forward with our project out there until we clear this project, correct? Yeah. And the FAA is probably not doing 95.5 anymore.
No, starting, I believe this is next year, from what we've been told, is it's a 90-10.
Okay.
So, and that's a lot of money when you're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows if the state will give us $14,000 next year either, so.
That's right. And again,
or
one
if
of their
we're waiting to
cuts.
get a bid.
Right.
Or if we're getting a bid. Yeah.
Like last year, plus cost of everything to go up. Yes. And everything in the contract looked good.
Yes. The part that we are responsible for, that has already been budgeted out last year, right, and then carried over. I can't remember the history of that.
I think we had 900, which this is not gonna be completed all in one budget year, I think they thought.
They
We're
were
gonna have
thinking
it
they would
already
probably
set.
start in August this year. They're hoping, cause that was a big problem last year, is everybody's schedules were full. So Jeff did have the option in the bid specs to start later this year, probably around August is what he was thinking, and it may carry over into next year.
It would be locked in at this
Yes.
big price, okay.
Yeah, we had, budgeted 900,000, so, but some of it's gonna, like I said, go into
next year.
her fiscal year.
I mean, it feels like it's going to absolutely cost us more, or the entire project, if we don't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
It's gone up over 13% in 1 year.
And with the state aid, we're gonna pay basically 4%. So, I mean, you're never gonna get that good of a deal anywhere.
Yeah.
96% paid for by somebody else.
Right.
We have other projects we do out there, so we gotta move this, the FAA makes us do one at a time.
Yep.
So I will make a motion to, approve resolution number 260503 to award the bid for Anderson Shaw Construction in the amount of $944,350.65 for the FAA-IP project.
I'll second that.
Authorize you to sign the resolution.
So it's me to send the resolution?
It says,
Yes, do you need to council president?
Oh, I authorize myself to sign it? I authorize myself to sign this, the resolution.
I'll still second it. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Oh, okay, 'cause, oh, yes, yes.
Sam moved and Kimberly second that we move forward with resolution 260503, authorizing Sam to sign an amount of $944,350.65. Any discussion? Kimberly?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes?
Motion carried, thank you. Alright, action, discussion on resolution 260504, resolution setting the rates and fees for permits pertaining to the planning and zoning departments.
So resolution 260504, it is actually, we're leaving the rates and fees the same. It is more of just kind of cleaning up some language, adding some, taking names off sheets. I did put an example packet of what the current resolution is. You can see that I did add a process if somebody just wants to appeal what the code enforcement officer's decision is. The applications remain the same, they just are not named exhibits anymore, they're actual forms, so it should be easier to figure out what needs filled out for the conditional use, for variance, for just an appeal.
So it'll make the process more efficient.
Yes.
Okay, that's what, how I read it.
And we did not have a process before for disputing the decision.
Not just an appeal, no.
I will make a motion to approve resolution 260504, resolution setting the rates and fees for permits as it pertains to the planning and zoning departments.
Second.
Kimberly moved, Tierney second, that we approve resolution number 260504, resolution setting the rates and fees for permits as it pertains to the planning and zoning departments. Any more discussion? Andrea, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Motion carried. Did everyone have a chance to look at bills and claims?
Yes. I move accept action on bills and claims in the amount of $336,079.44.
Second.
Tierney moved, Andrea second, to accept bills and claims in the amount $336,079.44. Any discussion? Any questions? Tierney, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Andrea?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Motion carried. We are adjourned at 8:28. Thank you guys for the good discussions and questions.
Recording stopped.
Nothing else to do.
There's no other door in there.
Be good, I'm too old.
Huh?
Bring it. Cannot run the radio.